Nice.
Yeah, okay, I think we can start there. Being here is an absolute pleasure. On behalf of IEEE Region 10 Women in Engineering team, I, Pooja Sharma, the Vice Chair of Region 10 Women in Engineering and Treasurer at IEEE Madras Section Women in Engineering, extend a warm greetings to you all. Do you know women are making difference in the world around them, and most importantly, they play a vital role in the upbringing of children and making a home. Our responsibility is to honor and appreciate them. So, on behalf of International Women's Day, let's all honor, respect, and adore all amazing women in our lives: our mother, wife, daughter, mentor, and colleague. We have achievers from different fields among us. To motivate us and to celebrate the spirit of womanhood, I'm so excited to have them with us today. Dr. Piyapan Herken, Professor Forum Rajdev, and Ms. Gutu Renu. Thank you for being with us. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Kadita, the chair of IEEE Region 10 Women in Engineering, to welcome the gathering.
Thank you very much, Pooja. So welcome you all here to the International Women's Day celebration. And just like Pooja said, this day is quite important day for all of the women here in Asia Pacific and also in global level. It's the very good time to address the gender inequality and also gender equality mission that we have to achieve, especially for this year. The theme for International Women's Days is Embrace Equity, which is very important. And actually, no one have been like raised this issue before. So I think today is a very good day to hear from our past year Region 10 Women in Engineering awardees to share all of this experience together. But before we move on, I would like to invite Remnick to somehow introduce our speakers that we have today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kanita, for the opportunity. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon your time zone. You're joining us today in this wonderful panel discussion where we are celebrating #Embrace Equity. It's a great opportunity and a great pleasure to have a wonderful panelist with us. Let's get started by having some background context about their profile and why they are here, why you should listen them. So starting with, we have Guntur Renu. She is a young professional who is working at Cybersecurity Center of Excellence, DSCI in India. And she has been a dedicated volunteer of IEEE from the past 4 years, consecutive years, and served in various positions across SB, Section, Council, and Region 10 as well. Moving forward, we have second panelist, Dr. Piyapan. She holds doctorate degree in electrical engineering, Chiang Mai University, and she holds PhD, Doctor of Philosophy program in Development Administration and Master degree in Public Administration. With that, our last panelist, Forum Rajdev. She is a professor in Department of Information and Communication Technology, Marwadi University, Rajkot, Gujarat, India. She holds a Master's of Science degree and a Master of Philosophy degree in Mathematics. She is currently pursuing her PhD in graph theory. So on behalf of Region 10 Women Engineering, I welcome all of you three and looking forward to wonderful insights. Over to you, back, Kanita.
Thank you very much, Remnick. So now we know that we have very precious panelists with us here today. And moreover, we also have Deepak, which is our past director of Region 10. And I know that for all of the panelists, they will have so many things to share, as well as Dr. Deepak as well. So maybe we can include your insights about today's topic with our panelists as well. So maybe we should start with our first topic of the day today about the this year theme, Embrace Equity. Well, to embrace equity, we know that everyone, not just every woman, I would say everyone in every part of the world, we have so much difference in many issues like we have difficulties to access probably like educational, healthcare and everything. Well, to embrace equity, in what issue do you think the most important to highlight for women in technology and engineering? Maybe Dr. Piyapan can share your idea about this one. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. สวัสดีค่ะ I think on my point of view, we have to accept that there are so many different things in our lives. And the most important is how you live happily on earth and stand up proudly as you are. In my point of view, there are 3 categories which make the differences. The first one is gender, which you know that there are many genders at this moment, and every gender has its own strengths and weakness. So I believe that if we used our strength wisely, improve as much as possible, you will be no burden between gender. For example, ladies are born to be a mother, as you say, having a lot of love to give, being gentle, polite, and very sensible, and sometimes too much, you know, and intelligent, empathetic, and compassionate. Use your strength for both routine life and your work. We don't need to compete with other genders, but build yourself a unique, reliable, strong, and confident, knowledgeable, smart, and beautiful in and out, but a humble person. No one can be you. I think this is a unique. The second is the education. Education makes people different. You are so lucky to be in this generation. There are so many ways to educate yourself, a lot of platform information provided. During my university, just only library. Education gives knowledge, but wisdom, you have to be create on your own. You have to understand the nature of everything. Every question, why, and why. See the world in many angles, then you will see the opportunities. You will see it differently from others and make yourself ready to approach it, to use the opportunity wisely. You will definitely be success. Number 3 is the social status, which is in Thailand, there is not so much, but some country, there are a lot of social status burden. Whatever your level is, be proud of yourself. Do the best at everything you do. Recognition and credibility are the gifts for you and will elevate you much higher level than you are today. Please do not compare yourself with others. Someone born in a higher level, doing nothing, they may get 10 level up. Some were born in level 1, but he or she can get 20 level higher. In this case, you think which one is successful? For me, my annual earning income is more than 2,000 times of my beginning earning income. It doesn't make me in the list of Forbes, but I'm not so sure that my happiness in life is in the top level as well. I think this is the key of life, happiness. It doesn't matter how much you have, but it does matter how you spend your life, how much happiness you gain in your life. Money is not always the answer. It's just a vehicle to bring you to the happiness. And last but not least, please don't forget that you can stand firmly like take care of your family and those around you. After that, please return to the society by giving and sharing. You can start doing it little by little. Sometime or someone you may did it long ago. I think this is in my point of view of the embracing equity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I really like the idea that you said, like, don't compete with others. Like in terms of, I don't know, in terms of education, we may need to compete with others for a little bit, but yes, for the happiness or for the like well-being or wealthy, we will just like you said, don't compete with other and don't compare yourself with other. It's very nice taking home message for you, for us, Dr. Piyapan. So what about Forum? Do you have like additional more to say on the embrace equity? I know you have a lot.
Before I answer your question, congratulations to you and Pooja for taking the position of chair and vice chair for R10. And many thanks for the opportunity to present my views today. Okay, so coming back to your question, to embrace the equity, what issues we can highlight? See, if we want to see the change, there are multiple techniques, but if we really want to witness the transformation, then I must say that we should focus on school children. You know, always girls are gifted dolls and boys are gifted cars. Now, if I gift a car to a girl or a doll to a boy, then people will laugh at me. So our mindset is like that. We have never given the platform. We have trained them like that. And school children, this is the age when child can accept anything and everything. At that age, their mind is empty and they can receive whatever we deliver. So I feel that we should target the children and we should give them a platform of technology. If you see at any school, they organize cultural activities, arts, sports, all these things. But we don't see they are given the exposure of technology. Why so? Nobody's thinking about this. If we give them this platform, then they can feel that, okay, this is also one of the possibility. This is also available. Now, if we give them this opportunity, then they can take it. But they are not aware about this. This is also possible. During the summer camps also, we always see that arts, culture, sports, these are the things we are providing. But nobody is organizing technology workshops. So that should be done, because that age is the age when people can accept everything. So I think we should target school children, and we can organize, and even WIE through this platform, we can organize certain things. And PBL is one of the examples which was very successful, and we all supported that concept. And I think doing this, we can bring the change. Another thing I want to highlight is opportunities are there. Even every government of every country supporting female, they also want to see the good ratio, but people are not aware about the opportunities, and if they're aware, they don't grab these opportunities. So that awareness, for that awareness, we should organize certain games. These are the two major issues which I feel. One is this technology from the school age, and the other one is they should be aware about the available opportunities. Over to you, Kanika.
Yeah, thank you very much. So that's that's the point. If we want to see transformation, we should start with the school children. Yeah, that's the point. And it's actually linked to Dr. Piyapan's opinion about return to the society. So if you have more, you give more. So with that idea, I think we can increase the accessibility to technology for school children. So what about Renu as I don't know, student representative? Do you have like any inputs on this, especially for like school children or technologies in school, something like that?
Yeah, so yeah, thank you. ma'am and forum have almost covered a lot of things. So now I am in a trouble to cover what. So yeah, I think school children are getting nowadays a very good opportunities in comparison to previous many years. Now they are getting a lot of exposure to the technology and some access to the internet and all, where they can explore a lot of things. I would like to like, as the question is more related to the engineering and technology, I think I would like to address some of the workplace things where we see, because although I am a student representative, I am an young professional now. So I see a lot of women in technology, women in engineering, especially in my workplace and around the places. So I think gender bias and discrimination can be manifested in various ways, like very fewer opportunities when we come about the advancement, and maybe the lack of representation in leadership positions. And we can also like experience kind of bias and discrimination while it comes to the hiring process, especially maybe while giving the promotion, saying that can she take up the responsibility, she might have a lot of things in the family going on. So, and performance evaluations, maybe there might be some leverage to men sometimes. So maybe to address this issue, only thing we can expect is to raise awareness which impacts us, and then we have to create more inclusive and equitable culture in the workplace. And we can also involve implementing policies and practices to support the diversity and inclusion. And I think it is also important to provide the mentorship and especially the networking opportunities for women in technology and engineering, and to celebrate their achievements in the industry, like to inspire and empower the future generations. So I think ultimately, when we address this gender bias and discrimination, like we can help to create more equitable and inclusive tech industry, especially which could benefit everyone. I think that's my opinion.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah. Well, actually, you have two good points that we will address later about the lack of presentation, especially in leadership. And another one is create more inclusive and diversity in the workplace. This one is actually, it's easy to say, but it's very difficult to apply. But I guess for this one, which we will discuss more on the next topic, I think Deepak will also help give us some idea for this one too. But before we move to that issue, I will giving the stage to Pooja for the next question.
Thank you, Kanita. So we'll be going with being a woman. How do you manage your personal and professional life along with volunteering, and how do you maintain a work-life balance? So with this, let's move with Dr. Forum.
Thank you, Pooja, for your question. People often ask this question, but I would
very
say
important.
that very important. It is right question that should be addressed. But Pooja, if I tell you, you think about the time when you were in love or when you are in love, you will find time for it anyhow. So when you loving something, when you love your profession, when you love volunteering, you won't feel like balancing the things. You will enjoy it. So you should always do the things what you love. Then you don't have to struggle like a juggler. So if you are loving what you do, or the next option is you start loving what are you doing. So do what you love or love what you do. Then you won't face any problems, any issues to manage your schedule. But yes, sometimes you have to set your priorities. Like yesterday, 9 o'clock, we had returning mothers conference meeting, and at the same time I had my presentation in front of collector of the city. So I had to decide that what should I attend? Should I attend that online meeting or should I go to this for my presentation? So I chose going to collector office for my presentation because that was rare opportunity. And that online meeting, I can go through it later. I can refer the MOM, so that was possible. So I did not miss anything, right? For now also, 5 o'clock we had meeting, and at the same time we have to attend one social function. My niece is having dance performance, so my whole family is there. I'm alone at home, but I had to decide that should I attend this panel discussion? My presence is needed here or there. Of course, they will miss me, but I can see her performance through video. But I felt that this should be my priority. So sometimes you have to decide what is most important, and then you won't feel any problems. And for me specifically, I'm really enjoying volunteering. Not only IEEE, I'm involved in many other such communities and I'm enjoying. So I never felt like balancing the things. Even my students and everybody says that you are our inspiration. So I love to hear this because I'm inspiring others, so they will be like me. They won't give the excuse of not able to manage the things. So when you love something, you will enjoy. So that's what I wanted to say for this.
That's so sweet of you. It's really important to prioritize our work, and we need to love what we are doing. So great to hear from you. Now let's ask the same question with Piyapan. Dr. Piyapan, over to you.
Thank you. In my point of view, I think everybody have 24 hours. So it depends on how you manage these 24 hours. So when we are in the age of studying and learning, it is in the stage of building a beautiful sculpture, which is yourself. So observation, analysis, and do and don't are things to do. Observing people around you in person or via social media, and analyzing good or bad quality in him or her that you want to do or don't want to do. I think it is not, sometimes we see good examples, sometimes we see not a good example. So you can get your sculpture as you wish. And during the stage of learn, how to give and take is very important. Take care of yourself and people around you is the first stage that you give to the society. So when you work the second stage, you have less free time. Manage it wisely and continue to improve your sculpture. At this stage, you have your own income, more knowledge, and you can share more to the society. And the last period is in the retirement period, which this year I will be 60. So very close. I think we will have more knowledge, more time, and more money. So then we can share more to the society. Yeah, that's all my idea. Thank you.
That's really a great point to hear from you, and it's so inspiring. It's true, we need to follow it up. Now let's move with the same question to Ms. Renu. So how do you manage a work-life balance?
Okay, I think why should we balance it? Because when others I think as forum have said, we have to go with what makes us like the best, what would be the best for us. So I could say one strategy is to prioritize and set your boundaries very clear so that you can involve, like when you set those specific goals or deadlines for anything like personal, professional, or volunteering activities, and then you can allocate your 24 hours accordingly. So I think it is also important to communicate with our priorities and boundaries to colleagues, friends, and family members. And sometimes, yeah, it's hard, but sometimes we have to learn to say no when necessary, like to avoid the overcommitment so we don't take a lot on our shoulders. And I would also say, like, another strategy, uh, we should also practice self-care, which can include like taking breaks, having enough sleep, engaging in activities that could promote our mental health and physical well-being, because that is one of the best way to reduce our stress and increase our energy. So I think which can in turn be to improve the productivity and the performance in whatever we establish, like in whatever we invest our time in. And I think it is also important for us to find the supporting networks, whether it could be friends or volunteers who we meet through communities like this, or family members or colleagues, or any community organizations, because these networks can provide emotional support and help us share the workload, and we can get good guidance and also advise or managing, like when you have to compete with your priorities. Like, let us say I am just an young professional, but we have a lot of people who have been into IEEE or who have been into your professions from a lot of years. So with your guidance or with your like experiences, because experiences speak a lot, we can learn a lot. And maybe uh, we need not repeat the mistakes or the challenges which you have faced. So I think setting the priorities clear and prioritizing our work can give us the best balance ever.
Yes, I totally agree with you that we shouldn't accept overburden, because it makes our prioritized work, like whatever important work we are doing, it makes it low. And self-care is also important for us to manage other things and everything. So thank you, Renu. That were amazing points to hear from you all. Now I will hand over the stage to Kanita.
I need to learn how to say no too. It feels like I have so many works, and it's kind of like a little bit messing with my work-life balance as well. Well, I'm not sure if our past director Deepak still here. I really need to hear from you about these steps and things that we should take to somehow to increase the representation of women in leadership position, in like probably in workplace, in politics, and maybe even in like IEEE EXCOM members and committees or stuff. I know you're experiencing a lot from the past 2 years. I would like to hear from you. Do you have like any suggestions or any challenging that you have faced before? Thank you.
So Kanita, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your leadership. And I understand this is the first program of Region 10 which you are organizing this, and it's really wonderful. And you have brought very thoughtfully good speakers for this particular program. And I know all of them personally, and their thoughts were really amazing, and they brought a very good point, especially in work-life balance. I really vouch for that if you have a passion for things, then definitely you will create your own priorities. And Kanita, your point that we should learn to say no. So sometimes we have to say no also to bring this. You have given me a very challenging point, that how to bring diversity. And if you see that at Region 10 level, we are continuously bringing diversity. And I always say that diversity is not only diversity in gender, it is diversity of region, diversity in all areas. And in fact, with diversity, you bring diversity of thoughts, diversity of best practices, and diversity in many forms. If you remember, this time we went to the took SYWL to Jeju. Jeju was a new location for us. And usually we were doing SYWL in Southeast Asian countries because of many favorable conditions in this area. One is the price also. So taking to a different place, which is bringing diversity to in our events, that gave lots of new lessons, experience, and we also started developing a new area, the Korean volunteers we were developing. So there are various advantages of bringing diversity in our system. I think you are particularly talking about diversity in gender and in our XCOM. But if you see the XCOM structure for last 10 years, you will find that we are bringing more and more diversity. I brought good number of women volunteers in Region 10 XCOM, and the current director Lance has added to that. So we are, but what worries to me, and I think you all have to ponder on that bringing diversity at leadership level is not going to sustain, because if we are not bringing diversity at the membership level, our members, our women members are very less in number. So if we don't bring diversity at the lower level, at the bottom level, then it will not sustain. After some time, you will see that we don't get the women leaders to take into the XCOM or take into the IEEE position. There was a time when IEEE president was a woman, secretary was a woman, treasurer was a woman, and many other volunteers, vice presidents were women. But these all are not going to sustain, because women are only 13% at membership level. So it is our responsibility, those who are at the leadership position, that how to bring diversity at the level of our membership, and how to increase that. And WI is going to play a very important and significant role in bringing more women in IEEE. So these are just my thoughts, and this is coming with a great question to you all, including me, that how to bring diversity at membership level. Leadership level, it will come automatically, as we see now, but we have to sustain that. So thank you, Kanita, for giving me an opportunity. And I was looking for this program, and I found it really wonderful. Once again, congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you very much, Deepak. Yeah, 13%, very like small portion. Yeah, I didn't know the fact of this number before. So yeah, just like you said, if we want to have more diversity, more inclusion to the executive members of Region 10, or even though for the global level, we need to increase the number of women members in Region.
So the number 13% may be older data, maybe
Okay.
2 or 3 years old. But my point is that we are not having sufficient diversity at the membership level. So
Yeah.
we have to increase that.
Yeah, so we need to start at a lower level.
Yeah, so all our program, WI, especially WI program, should target that, how to bring more women in IEEE.
Right. Okay.
And Kanita, I believe in your leadership.
Thank you very much. Well, we will try our best here. As just like I mentioned before, right now our Women in Engineering membership, more than 80% of students. So the best thing that we can do for right now is to increase awareness of Women in Engineering member, as well as IEEE members in student level. So we have to work closely with our student committee.
So Kanita, in Region 10, we have got approximately 170,000 plus members. And just that how many members are women in that. And then you can calculate the percentage. The percentage is low.
Yeah, okay.
So we have to work at the ground level.
Right.
That it is reflected sustainably at top level.
Right. Thank you very much. That will be my big homework to working on. And what about Forum, your point of view as the lecturer in a university? Do you think it's challenging or is difficult being female lecturer, female professor in a university, especially in a school of engineering, a faculty of engineering?
If you're talking about from the perspective of job, I have found that the female lecturers and professors, they are very efficient. Their communication level is high. They communicate well with students. The only thing is that there are some data which we have to look into that. The female starting career and they don't continue after a certain age, then they drop out. So that is, I'm not just prepared for that data, but I have got that data. You will see that the girls doing engineering, they 100% will not go for the job. Then the percentage which opt for the job, they will not continue after some time. So those things we have to see that how that can be arrested.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the same question to Forum. So what do you think about this the representations of women in engineering issue, like probably in your university?
Okay, so if I talk about the university specifically, then now the ratio is good. We have equal. If I talk about 10 years back, then we had less female students than the male students. But now that ratio is improved. We have 50-50, but still not in leadership. If we see the HODs, principal, vice principal, director, all these are male members. So there we see that we should improve this number.
That is interesting. So I don't know, what do you think is the most important factor that you can, I don't know, you can somehow improve the capacity or ability of these female staffs?
I would say, see, in India, we say, Jyot se Jyot jale. So if women can empower other women, then we can have better number. If in this room, if you see, all of us are empowered women, right? And so we are invited. But we come out of this room, then there is a huge difference between us and others. So if we can make them empowered like us, at least half of it, then also we can make big change.
Right.
When you are a leader, it is your responsibility that you create other leaders, right? Yesterday, I already mentioned that I had a presentation in front of a collector. So my co-chair was there with me. So I asked her to present, then she couldn't sleep. She said that I couldn't sleep whole night when you said that you have to present. She was not confident. So she is not that empowered girl. So I just asked her to stand beside me, just to get confidence, and next time she can be prepared to present. So that's how you have to empower other women. So if women empower other women, then we can get better change in the society. And one more thing is, opportunities are already there. Government is supporting, and if I talk about the number, 33% seats are reserved for women in every field, right? Even in politics, even in technology, everywhere. But if people are not aware about it, then we can't do anything. And particularly, if I share one case study with you, we have 33% seats reserved for female candidates, and all 33% seats were occupied. So government was very happy that 33% female are the leaders for the villages. So then government went for inspection. There was no female. There was no female. So they asked, where are these females who are the leaders of these villages? All those villages were maintained by the husbands of those females. So just for sake of names, the females were there on the paper only. So if opportunities are there, but you don't take it, then others will take disadvantage of it. So this is one more thing we should work upon.
Right.
I hope you're, Deepak sir, am I right? You agree with me?
Right. That yeah, that
Yes,
is
yes, I agree.
Yeah,
and I think you rightly said that women have to empower women. we have to bring confidence in women that you have to come forward. And what is important in life is that in every field is that the first step. We have to take first step, the rest will follow. So
For
women
some people, it is like, okay, you like for me, it is natural gift. I'm by birth, I am like this, but others may not be like that. So we have to make them confident. We have to make them empowered. Hawa sabke liye hai. Wind is for everybody, but if you don't switch on the fan, then you won't feel that wind is there. So you have to switch on the fan.
Correct.
Opportunities are equal for all.
Yeah. What about same question to Dr. Piyapan? Like in your point of view in industry, do you think it's difficult like to make more women leader like in your organization?
For me, I think, as I said, when you do anything, do your best, and the light will shining on you. You'll be the star on every stage you go. So I believe that in Thailand, it's a lot of women CEOs and a lot of politicians. Yeah, so I think if you do your best, the opportunity is there, and you can choose the right one for you and do what you want. Yeah, I think this is the key.
Thank you very much, Dr. Piyapan. So actually, Dr. Piyapan has pointed out a very interesting view for those of you that might not really aware that here in Thailand, we have a lot of women leaders actually. And since we are kind of like multicultural, we have so many genders, not only like men or women, we have a lots of genders here in Thailand, like so diverse. And that somehow creates kind of like gender equity in almost like every level. But somehow, just like Forum also said, we will also have to embrace like women, because even though in Thailand we have a lot of women leadership, but not everyone succeed like in the highest level of the leaders, something like that. Like we have Dr. Piyapan as kind of like a CEO here in Thailand in a big industry, but not every woman can be like Dr. Piyapan. We have a few, but we don't have I don't think we don't have enough compared to male CEO in Thailand, right, Dr. Piyapan? I think we have more male CEO in industrial.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because I think one thing is the education in the old day. They provide the chance for the men more than women. So the world change. Technology comes, so the ladies can study technologies, engineers, and do many things on the platform and diversities of their jobs. So I think this is just the beginning. There will be more and more in this world, yeah, for the place for the ladies, for the top CEO and politicians.
Adding to this, education is the key for all the issues. If we can educate them from their school level for the leadership through various competitions like debate competitions and public speaking contests. So we have to find out that seed in every child. So we have to train them for every issue. We can focus on school children because that is the age when the child's mind is empty and that can receive everything what we want to deliver to them, and they will be happily accepting the change. So I think for all these issues, we can target school children. We can educate them through these certain activities.
Right. Yes. Agree.
WIE is a wonderful platform to have this initiative, and we will support. We are still with you.
Yes, we will try to continue that more and more. Thank you very much, Dr. Piyapan and Forum. So I will move the next question to Pooja.
Thank you, Kanita. So the next question is mainly for Renu. So as you were a school student, a university student, so how did you feel or notice the inequality of gender? And what is the most common one? And how did you deal with it?
Okay, if I have to speak about my own experience, I haven't seen a lot of inequality or discrimination in my college, but we do have some percentage of it, like where girls are not given much opportunities and girls are not in the forefront. I think we can blame ourselves also, because I don't see a lot of girls coming forward to take the challenge. Because I think we have to come forward irrespective of anyone discouraging us, because we know what we are capable of and we know what we can do. So I think I took that challenge very seriously when I was in my university. And if I have to say, my university was having like 12 members of IEEE student volunteers. I stepped up as a vice chair of my student branch. In my first year, it was 54. The next year, it was 132 around. And now it is 200 plus. So I am proud to say that women leaders can emerge, women can empower, and women can motivate. But I think all we need is that one particular opportunity, that one particular moment where we don't demotivate because of others discouraging us or others having different opinions on us. So I think that is the one challenge we all should take up, because one of my like head of the department, Dr. Krishna Prasad, he have supported a lot. He just said, do whatever you want, do whatever you wish would be the best for the students. Ultimately, I'll be there to support. So I think we need such great people and such motivators and such uh, people, like either men or women, anyone, to just believe in us and give us that one particular opportunity where we can prove ourselves. I think that's enough.
Yes, I totally agree with you that professional members, especially, they need to support the young upcoming women so that they can stand on their own legs than depending upon others. So thanks, Renu, for your wonderful thoughts. Over to you, Kanita.
Thank you very much. And I think we somehow passed a few minutes of our time. I would like to ask one more question to our audience here about the promoting the equity and create a fair world. I think I've seen Dr. Supavadee here somewhere, if she's still there. I would like to hear insight about you. What can individual can do in their daily lives somehow to promote equity and create fair world? Do you have like any inputs on this?
Yeah, I think you have to start with yourself first, right? What is in your definition of a fair world? What do you think of the equity? Yeah, but somehow if you start from yourself, yeah, so it means that you don't see yourself as the most important person. Yeah, because we also need to cherish other as well. I think that is like the starting point where when we talk about what is the equality and so on, think of other, think of what we did, how it affect others, right? And then also if we did good thing, yeah, it's a good contribution, it will play the positive effect to others as well. And in the meantime, if we also, our thinking is not so good, like if we are selfish or something, I mean, it would have a negative effect on others. So we start with the positivity in ourselves. Yeah. And then with that, I think either will feel that also they want to do good thing too. And when people want to do good thing and don't think about ourselves too much, yeah, I think that somehow is the starting point when the world can live in like peaceful and equity. Yeah, I think I mean my answer may be abstract, but yeah, I think I will focus with the positivity in ourselves that could have affect others. Yeah.
Right. Very beautiful, Dr. Supavadee. I would also want to ask the same question to Dr. Deepak if you're still here. I know you're here. I know you like us. I would like to hear a conclude of the session from you in order
So
to create a fair world.
in fact, I heard everyone, and I'm really very happy to see the thoughts which were presented by our speakers. And I think Dr. Piyapan, she is the leader, and we have to create more such role models, and we have to bring such role models to our this platform to showcase that how women are progressing and how they are leading the different organizations. That is very important. And what Renu told, that was also important, that see, nobody's stopping right now the girls and women, but they have to take their they have to come forward and they have to take the lead role. So that is very important. So I think these are just my thoughts, concluding thoughts. And I would really like to again thank the Kanita for this session. You brought three very accomplished speakers here, and I heard them and with nice thoughts. And if we can develop a kind of action plan out of this this particular panel discussion, that will be great. So what happens sometimes we discuss and many thoughts come forward, and we appreciate the thoughts and we think that that's good, but we have never converted our thoughts into action.
Right.
So let us see that if we can, what is going to be takeaway from this particular panel discussion. Our speakers have presented very nice thoughts. So thank you, Kanita, for your leadership.
Thank you very much, Deepak. And we have a lot of ideas, we have a lot of opinion, we have a lot of discussion today. And I would like to hand over to Ramneek to conclude all of the panel discussion that we have today. What do you think, Ramneek?
Yeah, thank you so much, Kanita. And with that, like every year, whenever Women's Day comes in, I am the icebreaker in my organization as well as around me, because most of the time, men are not so much comfortable to come forward saying that Happy International Women's Day and all those stuff. But I'm the first one to crack that, because personally, I think like women around me have supported me a lot. Being my mother as a working woman and coming from school back and doing all the home chores, and I understand that schedule, and there's why I also help along the way in the home activities and all of the things at the best capacity, whatever I can help. With that, I would like to thank you to our panelists, Professor Forum, Renu, and Dr. Piyapan for joining us today. And I would say like this has been a very insightful and informative session. And as Deepak sir mentioned, we need to work towards convert all this discussion and points into an actionable plan. And that's what I believe we at IEEE Women Engineering Region 10 will surely do that. With that, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much to all the participants who are joining us on the Zoom along with live streaming. And with that, I guess it's a good time to take a Women Engineering group pick.
Yes, sure. Deepak, you still there? Can you turn on your camera a little bit so we can take a group photo? Okay, I count to 3, 1, 2, 3.